What the fuck is up? It is your host, Erica Nalen, and welcome back to another episode of the Hangover series. Okay, hi everybody, and welcome back to the Hangover series. Hope everyone's having a great day. Today, I'm going to be a Substack article again. I'm going to be an audiobook again, and the reason for that, like if you're so over me being an audiobook, apologies, but the reason for that is that I have some major life changes coming up in the very, very near future. I have a lot I have to do, and I've been pretty stressed out, so this is just what we're working with for the time being, but I swear normal podcasting without me being an audiobook should shorten down in a bit. But yeah, major life changes are coming up that we will discuss on a later date, probably like next week. So more to come on that. But today I'm going to be reading you the article called Being Single on Valentine's Day, because I wrote it. Valentine's Day was last weekend, and I think a lot of us might be single. And even if you're in a relationship, I feel like you might be able to relate to this in some way, whether past you can relate or maybe present you can relate, you know. I don't know what kind of relationship you're in, but you might be able to relate in some way, even if you're in a relationship. So that's what we're going to read. And also in perfect timing, before I sat down, I was on Etsy because I'm ordering some like printouts to put on my wall. And I logged into my account, which I haven't been logged into in forever. Like I always was on Etsy on Safari, but I logged on to Etsy on the actual app and got some heebie-jeebies, got some flashback moments to when I was in relationships with men. I think this was, I don't know what relationship these were for, but basically I had 2 items in my Etsy cart that I must have put in my cart when I was in one of my relationships. I'm assuming it was the last one, but I honestly feel like it wasn't, but maybe it was the one before. I'm not sure, but I had 2 items in my cart, and one of them was, these are like making me ill, but one of them was like 50 date card ideas, or maybe it was 100 date card ideas. I feel like it was 100 date card ideas. So I remember I was so excited to buy that, and you could like, you know, pull out a card and then it told you what date you were going to go on. I really wanted to buy that, but I don't think I did because maybe I brought it up to whoever I was dating and they were like, that's dumb, or like they hated the idea of it. But I think that was probably just me trying to encourage them to like take me out on dates, because maybe we can get into that in a future note, but like, you guys, I had boyfriends that had never taken me out on dates before, and I like didn't even go on my first date until I was in college. And I think I was like 20 years old, and I had like multiple boyfriends prior to that, and they just like never took me on dates. I don't even know how we started dating, like help. But yeah, this boyfriend must have not been taking me on dates because I literally was gonna buy a date card idea, so it's very interesting. And then the second thing that I found was that I had in my cart was like, this is so cringe, but it was like a pill bottle, and it came with like little pills with little tiny pieces of paper, and it was like a daily dose of love. So I was planning on giving someone a daily dose of love and writing them a little love note, and then every day they would take a pill out of the pill bottle and have a little love note from me. So yeah, I read that and I was like, wow. Or I saw that, not read, saw that, and I was like, wow. I forget that when I'm like a lover girl and I'm in a relationship, like I do that stuff. That's the kind of shit I'm on. I love that kind of shit. So that was interesting to see, and I literally like feel like I black out sometimes my memories with people that I dated, and I have no clue who I was planning on buying those for. Like, I'm thinking it was my last official boyfriend, but It could have been the one before that. I'm really not sure. But anywho, wanted to share that because I was like, whoa, what a coincidence that I see that right before I'm going to read you this. But yeah, going to read you my article called Being Single on Valentine's Day that I wrote. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so this is called Being Single on Valentine's Day, and it's for anyone single, whether it's been years, months, or just a few days. Now, I know what you might be thinking, that this is some huge dramatic announcement, that nobody cares, and that I don't need to make an entire post writing about how I'm single on Valentine's Day. But I felt like it was important to share and remember how good it feels to have been single in no talking stage, no situationship, no what is this, nothing casual in a little over a year. Something that 18-year-old me would never believe. And 18-year-old me would never believe that because society likes to make us think that in your 20s, if you're single, that means something is wrong with you. We should be concerned. You should be going on dates weekly. You should probably get on a dating app, or your person might be taken. But I'm here to tell you that I am single by choice. Nobody needs to be concerned, and I've been going on dates, just dates with myself, not dates with a significant other. I used to be the kind of girl who was always looking for the next one. If I didn't have a boyfriend, I probably had someone I was messaging with, meeting up with, or interested in. But I slowly realized that the majority of these guys I was interested in were actually people I didn't know much about, had absolutely nothing in common with, and to be completely honest, I was just wasting my time with. I think I was distracting myself from myself. It took many toxic situations for me to finally wake up and realize that I had no idea who these men were that I was spending my time with, and I wanted no part in dealing with them for a long, long time. Now, what does this have to do with Valentine's Day? In the past, when I would be in a relationship on Valentine's Day, I would have really high expectations and put a lot of pressure on the day or the night to be perfect. I wanted the flowers, the chocolates, a nice dinner, a love letter, to dress up, to feel so much love. I mean, who doesn't want that? It's literally a day dedicated to love. But every year, I found myself being let down, ending the night crying, or wishing the day wouldn't end. I was viewing Valentine's Day as the day for me to convince myself that they do love me. Look at everything they did. I viewed the day almost as a pass, giving them the chance to show up for me in the way that I had been wanting the whole relationship, all in one day. A day where it's so easy to show up. You can go to any store, and immediately when you walk in, there's the card written for you, the flowers, the chocolates, and everything is just right there. It would be harder not to show up. I realized that as much as I wanted all of these things and appreciated receiving them, they didn't really mean anything to me because after the day was over, everything went back to how it was before. Never getting flowers, no love letters, nothing. Just an, are you coming over tonight? And me daydreaming about the next Valentine's Day. The next day I would be shown the love that I constantly wanted to receive. And I know how hard it can be to go on Instagram and see all of your friends in loving relationships, or even people you went to college with, posting the flowers and the gifts and all of the things their significant other did for them. But a gentle reminder I used to give myself is that I too was once posting the flowers and the gifts, and behind those posts was really just a girl who was only being validated one day out of the year and crying herself to sleep. But from being single for the past 3 years on Valentine's Day, it has reminded me of how wonderful it is that I'm able to show up for myself in the way that I was always hoping someone else would. I can go to my favorite hot yoga class to start my day, grab a pink strawberry latte after, go on a nice long walk and listen to my favorite Ariana Grande album with no skips, take a nice hot everything shower, put on adorable heart-shaped pajamas, order takeout from my favorite sushi place, watch a rom-com with a glass of red wine, eat an entire box of chocolates, and be asleep by 10 p.m. And the best part is I won't end the night crying, I won't wake up feeling let down, and I won't have to wish that the day wouldn't end. Because I can give myself a day like this anytime I want. The day isn't in anyone else's hands but my own. Now, if you got to the end of this and are feeling bad for me, don't. And if you read the title and thought same here, cheers. Being single is a gift. And if you're waiting on your significant other to show up in every way you've dreamed of on Valentine's Day, but aren't shown that love on any other day, leave them. You are better off by yourself. Okay, so that is my article called Being Single on Valentine's Day. I love being single. I feel like being single in the sense of like being not in a committed relationship but still having talking stages is one thing, but then going to being single, being in no talking stage, having no situationship, like, is a whole nother stage, and it's like so refreshing. So if you are the kind of person that if you don't have a boyfriend, you're probably seeing someone or probably, going out with someone, I highly suggest and recommend like you try to go a couple months, maybe a year without going on a date, without messaging someone. Like just give your energy to yourself and give your time to yourself and just see how you feel, because it's honestly refreshing. I've learned a lot about myself, and I feel like my mind has cleared up so much to the point where I'm like, okay, these are my standards. This is what I want. And now I can go into relationships when I'm ready to date again with a clear headspace and a knowing of what I really truly want. So, yeah. That's my article. We'll be back in the groove of things hopefully next week. I don't have a Substack article written yet for the next month, so don't freak out. I will be back to normal soon. But that's all I had for today. I hope you guys did have a good Valentine's Day. If you did anything fun, whether that was with someone or with yourself, I hope it was great. And yeah, I'll catch you guys next week. Bye.